Welcome to Dark Horizon Creations. This time we're taking a look at the Star Wars Action Fleet Imperial Indoor Pursuit by Galoob. Now, if you hadn't already, please follow, like, and subscribe to my social media accounts on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Don't forget to hit that bell icon so you get a notification of when I post new content. Alright, so today we're taking a look back at a vintage toy from the Star Wars Action Fleet line created by Galoob, which was subsequently acquired by Hasbro. And this is the Return of the Jedi Imperial Indoor Pursuit Battle Pack, which includes an AT-ST, a Scout Trooper on a speeder bike, as well as Luke Skywalker on a speeder bike. Now, these were reissues using the same molds from previous assortments. I was not able to get an exact date of when this was first released, but it was in the late 90s because it's in the reissued Saga series, if I'm not mistaken. So, taking a look at the packaging, you've got your Star Wars banner at the top, Return of the Jedi and Imperial Indoor Pursuit logo at the bottom. You've got an actual shot of the AT-ST and that inset from Return of the Jedi. You can see the vehicle, the two speeder bikes and minifigs, as well as the display base for the speeder bikes. On the back of the packaging, you've got some obligatory product shots of the playset. At the top, there's a brief bio. It says, the Empire prepares to crush the rebellion with a second, more powerful Death Star. As the Rebel fleet mounts a massive attack on the dreaded space station, Luke Skywalker confronts his father, Darth Vader, in a climatic duel before the evil Emperor. In the last second, Vader makes a momentous choice. He destroys the Emperor and saves his son. The Empire is finally defeated, the evil Sith are destroyed, and Anakin Skywalker is redeemed. At long last, freedom is restored to the galaxy. It says, Imperial Indoor Pursuit. Luke Skywalker is pursued by a Scout Trooper through the forest of Endor while on a mission with Princess Leia and Han Solo to destroy the Death Star shield generator. The Imperial forces use AT-STs to penetrate the dense terrain of the forest moon. And then down below it shows some of the other battle packs in this series. Okay, so here we have the playset outside of the packaging. To begin, let's talk about the minifigs with the speeder bikes. I think these are really cool looking little figures. And there we go. You guys can see the detail there. They do have the control yokes molded as this little piece of plastic here for their hands to kind of just rest on top of. And the figures have no articulation whatsoever. And you can see the details on the speeder bikes. Still really cool for what they are. Bottom side, back of them. And I guess you could, the figure will kind of come loose so you can reposition their hands on the control yokes. And you can pivot the speeder bikes on the display base. That's one thing that I really wish the Micro Galaxy Squadron ships included, was a display base like a flight stand, particularly for the ships, but they don't. But that's really cool little set. I do like that. As far as the AT-ST, see what it looks like. The gun looks a little bit warped. Snap right back into place. You got the grenade launcher, concussion missile launcher mounted on it. A little swivel left to right. And cockpit will open. Nice molded control panel in there. A lot of little small detailing. Just like the Micro Galaxy Squadron, it only seats one figure instead of two. All the way around, it looks really cool. I do like it. And as far as articulation, it's only articulated at this point where you can move the legs. It's not articulated here. The feet are not articulated. So to that extent, and the guns, of course, will pivot up and down. It's still a really cool little set. And for comparison, I'll bring out the Micro Galaxy Squadron AT-ST. And you can see that mine is missing the concussion missile launcher. And the command module on this one will pivot side to side. The guns will pivot up and down. You can open the hatch for the cockpit. You can see it's one large molded cockpit. A lot less detail than the Action Fleet version. The legs have more points of articulation. They articulate here as well as here and at the foot pad. So it's got more articulation than the Action Fleet version does, but certainly not the same level of detail. All right, so I want to do one more scale comparison so you guys can see this. This is the Micro Galaxy Squadron AT-AT, and here is the AT-ST beside of it. And you see how much smaller that is in comparison to the AT-AT Walker. And now I want to bring out the Action Fleet AT-ST so you can see how it compares. And that looks closer to real world scale based on what we see in The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. And that is my reason for purchasing this toy, to use it in dios and mixed scale photography along with the AT-ATs. Now, just so you guys can see this as well, I've backed the camera off. I'll bring out the Action Fleet speeder bikes, and this is the Micro Galaxy Squadron speeder bike that's included with the AT-ATs. And the MGS version is a better scale for the small vehicles and the figures. Overall, it's a really cool set. If you're a collector, you're into dios and toy photography, I highly recommend it. So there you have the Action Fleet AT-ST Battle Pack by Galoob.